Right now, as you watch this video, millions of people are working harder than ever before, yet somehow slipping further behind financially. They're making what seems like smart decisions with their money, following advice they've heard their whole lives, and still finding themselves trapped in a cycle they can't escape. Here's the disturbing truth: the biggest obstacles keeping people poor today aren't the ones you'd expect. They're not about laziness or lack of ambition. Instead, they're carefully designed systems and deeply ingrained habits that drain wealth so subtly. Most people don't even realize they're caught in them until it's too late. Today, we're going to expose the most dangerous financial traps of our time, the ones that are specifically engineered to keep your bank account empty and your stress levels high. And more importantly, we're going to show you exactly how to avoid them. Let's start with what might be the most insidious trap of all: lifestyle inflation. This is the silent killer of wealth that strikes the moment people start earning more money. Here's how it works. Someone gets a raise or a promotion, and suddenly that old apartment doesn't seem good enough anymore. They upgrade to a nicer place with higher rent. That used car that got them to work just fine, now it feels embarrassing, so they finance a newer model with a monthly payment that eats up most of their raise. Their wardrobe needs an upgrade to match their new position. They start eating out more because they've earned it. Before they know it, they're making 30% more than they did last year, but somehow have less money left at the end of each month. According to research from the Federal Reserve, the average American household increased their spending by 78 cents for every additional dollar earned over the past decade. Think about that. People aren't saving their raises or using them to build wealth. They're immediately funneling that extra income right back into consumption. A study published in the Journal of Economic Perspectives found that individuals who received salary increases of $20,000 or more showed almost no improvement in their savings rates within 2 years. The money came in and went right back out, leaving them in essentially the same financial position, just with more expensive tastes and higher fixed costs. The real danger here isn't the spending itself. It's that lifestyle inflation locks people into a specific income level. When your monthly expenses rise to match your income, you lose financial flexibility. You can't afford to take a career risk, pursue a passion project, or weather an unexpected job loss. You become a prisoner to your paycheck, forced to keep running on the hamster wheel because stepping off would mean losing everything. The trap tightens with every upgrade, every subscription, every increase in your standard of living that feels necessary but is actually optional. Now let's talk about consumer debt, particularly the credit card trap that has ensnared millions. The average American household carrying credit card debt now owes over $6,000, according to recent data from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. But here's where it gets truly devastating. With average interest rates hovering between 19 and 25%, people aren't just paying back what they borrowed. They're paying double or even triple that amount over time. Let's put this in perspective with a real example. If someone carries a $5,000 balance on a credit card with a 22% interest rate and only makes the minimum payment of $100 per month, it will take them over 7 years to pay off that debt. And they won't just pay back $5,000. They'll pay over $9,000 in total. That's $4,000 in pure interest, money that vanishes into thin air while they're left with nothing to show for it. This isn't a theory. This is mathematical reality affecting tens of millions of people right now. A study from the University of Michigan found that young adults who frequently use social media spent an average of $430 more per month on discretionary purchases, compared to those with minimal social media use. That's over $5,000 per year literally burned away trying to maintain an image or match a lifestyle that's largely fictional. The trap here is that it's endless. There will always be someone posting something that makes you feel like you're not enough, and trying to spend your way into feeling adequate is a race with no finish line. Then there's the subscription trap, which has exploded in the past 5 years. Streaming services, software subscriptions, meal kits, fitness apps, cloud storage, premium memberships. The modern consumer is drowning in recurring charges, and most people have lost track of what they're actually paying for. A survey conducted by market research firm C+R Research found that the average American is now paying for more than 4 streaming subscriptions alone, totaling over $65 per month. But it doesn't stop there. When you add in all the other subscription services, People are commonly spending between $200 and $300 monthly on recurring charges they barely use. What makes this trap so effective is the psychology behind it. Each individual subscription seems small. $10 here, $15 there. Your brain doesn't register these as significant expenses, but they add up relentlessly, month after month, year after year. And companies know this. They've discovered that customers are far less likely to cancel a subscription than to avoid making an equivalent one-time purchase. You're more willing to pay $10 per month indefinitely than to pay $120 once. A study from the consulting firm West Monroe found that people underestimate their monthly subscription spending by an average of almost $200. They think their spending may be $50 or $70, but the actual number is over $250. That gap represents money that's simply disappearing from their accounts without conscious awareness. Over a decade, that's $30,000 that could have been invested, saved for emergencies, or used to build actual wealth. Instead, it evaporated paying for services most people forgot they even had. Let's address another massive trap: financing depreciating assets, particularly vehicles. The average new car payment in America has now surpassed $700 per month, according to data from Edmunds. And the average loan term has stretched to nearly 70 months. Think about that. People are signing up to make $700 monthly payments for almost 6 years to own something that loses 15 to 20% of its value the moment they drive it off the lot. Here's the financial reality of this trap. Let's say someone finances a $35,000 vehicle at 6% interest over 72 months. They'll pay over $42,000 total. But here's the killer: after 5 years of making those payments, the vehicle will be worth maybe $15,000 if they're lucky. They've paid over $35,000 at that point to own something worth less than half that amount. And many people, before they've even finished paying off the first car, are already thinking about trading it in and starting the cycle all over again. This keeps them perpetually in debt, perpetually paying interest, and perpetually losing money to depreciation. The automotive industry has engineered this trap brilliantly. They focus your attention on the monthly payment, not the total cost. They offer longer loan terms to make payments seem affordable, even though it means paying far more in interest. They promote leasing as a way to drive a nicer car for less, conveniently ignoring that leasing means you'll never stop having a car payment and you'll never own anything. According to research from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Americans now owe over $1.5 trillion in auto loan debt. That's trillion with a T. And default rates are climbing, meaning more and more people are finding themselves unable to keep up with payments for vehicles they can't afford. We need to talk about the education debt trap, which has become one of the most crushing financial burdens in modern America. Total student loan debt has surpassed $1.7 trillion, affecting over 43 million borrowers. The average student loan debt for recent graduates is now over $37,000, according to the Federal Reserve. But here's what makes this trap particularly vicious. Unlike other forms of debt, student loans are nearly impossible to discharge, even in bankruptcy. Young people are told that education is an investment in their future, and it can be. But they're not told about the decades of repayment ahead, the interest that compounds while they're still in school, or the career limitations that come from needing to prioritize loan payments over professional development or career risks. A study from the Brookings Institution found that borrowers with student loan debt are significantly less likely to start businesses, buy homes, or save adequately for retirement compared to their debt-free peers. The debt becomes an anchor that weighs down every financial decision for decades. Finally, let's discuss perhaps the most fundamental trap of all: financial illiteracy. The majority of Americans cannot answer basic questions about compound interest, investment diversification, or how credit scores work. A study by the National Financial Educators Council found that financial illiteracy costs the average American over $1,600 annually in avoidable fees. Poor financial decisions and missed opportunities. Multiply that across a lifetime, and we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars lost simply to not understanding how money works. This trap is different from the others because it's the foundation that allows all the other traps to work. When people don't understand the true cost of credit card interest, they fall into the debt trap. When they don't understand compound growth and opportunity cost, they fall into the lifestyle inflation trap. When they don't understand contractual obligations, they fall into the subscription trap. Financial illiteracy isn't just an educational gap. It's a vulnerability that entire industries exploit for profit. This channel exists to give you the knowledge and tools that the financial industry doesn't want you to have. We're here to expose the systems designed to keep you broke and show you the path to real financial security. If you found value in this video, hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss the next one. Give us a thumbs up to help this message reach more people who need to hear it. And drop a comment below telling us which financial trap caught you by surprise or which one you're committed to escaping. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to change their own financial life. Remember, building wealth isn't about earning more. It's about keeping more. And now you know exactly what's been taking it from you. The question is, what are you going to do about it?